Eric mentioned some of the guys, some of the names that we've been kind of linked to as far as rumors and guys who are just being put on the trade block. So we're going to kind of go through the list of the guys here. So that's it's tier 1, I would say, as far as the guys who are out there. So ranking so I want you guys to kind of rank these players as far as, especially if they're all similar compensation as what we'd have to give out to get them. But what do you guys, as far as ranking them, and which one do you think would be kind of the best fit for us? So let's say the compensation is multiple first-round picks and stuff to go along with getting these guys. So the list of the guys that we compiled is guys who are names have been put out there as far as on the block, or guys are kind of being just kind of speculative that it could be had. So Lauri Markkanen, Mikal Bridges, Pascal Siakam, Kyle Kuzma, Donovan Mitchell, Dejounte Murray, and Zach LaVine. Which of these guys, if you were to say, yes, let's go ahead and get them, which one is one that you'd be okay if we were to give multiple first-round picks and stuff to?
Only picking one guy?
You can you can rank them as far as in order. Who you'd want to at least.
I don't know. I guess we can rank them together, kind of pick one at a time. I just think because it's hard to kind of rank them all like that because – if you're just ranking based on talent and success in the league, then you would have to put Mitchell first. But I don't necessarily think Mitchell's a great fit. I think he's a good fit. I don't necessarily think he's a great fit. If we talk about fit, as far as position-wise, I mean, Zach LaVine may have the best fit, but he may not be a better target than Mitchell. But he may be a better fit. That's why it's kind of difficult. I think Bridges is probably the best fit for the team. Fit.
That's my number one. That's my number one.
Yeah, he's the best fit because he is a true guy that can defend and catch and shoot, and he doesn't need to ISO. And he's the best fit alongside Joel and Maxey. So he's the best fit. I probably need to see a little more of Markkanen. I know he could make shots, and he's the right position. I'm not sure. I haven't seen enough of him to know how much he needs the ball. That I don't know. I don't think Siakam is a fit whatsoever. He needs the basketball. I don't Murray, I don't think is a fit. I think he is probably an upgrade as far as talent-wise from Melton, but he needs the ball also. Kyle Kuzma is an interesting guy, but I think from a fit and style of play, he does fit. Multi-talented guy that can catch and shoot and score offensively. He's good third option. It's actually a good fit. I know he gets sort of a knock from his – I don't really know enough about him, but he gets the knock as far as people
antics,
him buying in, with his silliness or whatever. I don't really know. I don't see him enough to know. I don't know him personally, and I can't necessarily believe everything I read.
Sure,
I just know that when your team isn't going well, it's when it's bad, it's bad. And
it's bad.
He was part of a championship team and played a crucial role in that championship. So, like I said, that's in this situation, this fit and talent don't always mix. I mean, so I'll just say that I believe that Bridges, whatever his name is, I can't even say his name.
You got it.
And Kyle Kuzma and Zach LaVine are the better fits. I think Mitchell is probably the best overall player based on career, but I don't think he's the best fit. I think sacrifices will have to be made. More sacrifices will have to be made for him to come on board than some of the other guys. I think some of the other guys come on that our two top players can still do what they do, and those other guys can still have a good brand of success.
Yep. They don't have to adjust as much coming over.
Yes.
But like Mitchell and our guys would both have
Yes.
to. Mitchell would be more of like a get the best guy and figure it out later guy.
I think Mitchell's the kind of guy that's like, we going all in and we got to win it. And because then you kind of like, we going all in, let's go all in and figure it out.
Yeah. I went all those, and you know me in counting money. I also went contracts too.
Yeah, but he said all things equal though. But that's what he made it. He didn't make it about money.
Well, I made it about just the compensation we give out, not about the contract.
Yeah. He said if all things were equal.
Well, no, but I thought I took from that he meant like trade compensation, right?
Yeah, he was like basically you getting this guy and everything is basically the same for every guy.
Oh, I can't do that.
Oh boy,
you know I'm not capable of that, Eric.
Yeah, but that's what the question was. It wasn't based on their salary. Yeah, that's always coming into play.
I thought it meant giving up.
That he has.
I thought it meant giving up close to the same comp for each one of them, not what they actually get comp in their pockets. That's what I took from it.
I took it as he's saying, if all these guys, this was the list, sort of the tier one, he said, if you giving up basically the same thing, how would you rank them?
Yeah.
Yeah, giving up the same thing isn't like in a trade for that team, right?
Yeah, we're giving away the same thing for all of those guys.
Yeah, but we're still inheriting their contracts. It is a part of it, right?
Man, you can't stop talking about the money, man. That man ain't talking about the money. He just talking about if everything was the same, man.
If a guy's a free agent next year, another guy's locked up for 3 years at cheap, that's like a plus to me. That matters, right?
That's not what he's saying, man.
Bridges makes
having a hard time with the question, Marcus.
Bridges makes 23 and 24 the next year. That's a really sweet
He's
deal.
having a hard time with the question, Marcus.
Bridges is my number one. I'd say I went Lauri number two, even though let me just say it. He's 18 next year, but after that he's gonna get a big payday. Mitchell is gonna get a massive payday, but I totally agree with your assessment. I think he's the best player out there. I just think there's too much. One thing we don't want to do with Embiid especially is have to do another mini reset button. Oh, well, Mitchell didn't work out, but he was the best player, so let's get someone else for Mitchell and try this again. Like, I don't think we can keep doing that. I think the next guy we get, it's got to be the best combination of most talented and best fit, because I don't think we can just keep reshuffling every other year because we took our best shot and it just didn't work with that guy. Dejounte, his contract's he's an interesting player because his performance is not amazing, but because his contract's so locked in for a long period of time at pretty fair, he's getting a lot of attention on the market. Good defensive player, can make plays and ball handle, can defend bigger guards, smaller wings, catch and shoot's not great, but I think he'd be a middle between the really good fit players and like the Mitchell. I think he can fit, but I think it would still take a little adjustment because he is kind of ball dominant. And that's why him and Trey aren't working as well, because Trey is also ball dominant. Kuzma's interesting, man, because when you hear him talk, he says the right things. He talks about like the nuances being. I've seen him many times talking about the small nuances being lost in the NBA nowadays. But then you see him on a fast break missing a reverse dunk. It's like the nuances are gone. Reverse dunks and missing them on an open breakaway doesn't help, Kuzma. Practice what you preach. So I like his game. I think it would fit well. And his contract's fair too, 23, 21, and 19 in the next 3 years. So his contract actually goes down. For the output, it's great. But I think if you get Kuzma, I would think Tobias is probably a goner, right? So, not even for a trade, but just like in the offseason, it's like, all right, well, we got our kind of like 6'9" guy to replace Tobias. Some of the other guys, you look to keep Tobias and add them. Siakam, it's the shooting that does it for me. Everything else he does really well. He can play make. You can give him the ball in ISO. I just don't think. I mean, I think low mid 30s is not enough for the kind of guy we need. So that's pretty much. And another problem with Siakam is he apparently doesn't want to sign an extension. He wants to come and then become a free agent and control his own destiny, which is fine. I respect that, but for a team that's trying to give up assets to acquire him, that's a little sketchy.
And apparently Nurse said, there was a report that Nurse said he didn't want to come to Philadelphia and recreate the Toronto Raptors to bring back all his guys. So, like, that's also another thing there as well. Especially for a guy that apparently didn't get along with him that well. So that would also hurt in that process. Yeah. And LaVine, good player. I'm going to count the money again. It's the reason why no one's traded for him yet, because that contract is massive. Like, and with the new restrictions for cap, it's going to make it tough to build a really good team around that. We'll be in cap hell for years. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but at the same time, I think we can get guys to fit our team better that, probably make half as much as he does. Yep.